here's some questions that you may face, or you may see on the exam relating to the subject that we just discussed, the p-n junction. So the first question says, the application of a DC voltage to control diode conduction is called what? Well, we talked about the battery that needs to turn on the diode. So the voltage that's being applied to turn on the diode is called the bias voltage. Question number 2. We talked about two types of material that's used for a diode, the silicon diode and the germanium. The silicon diode symbol is represented by Si from chemistry. And we agreed that it takes about 0.7 volts of energy to switch on the diode for silicon. If it's a germanium diode, then you're going to need about 0.3 volts to turn it on. But the correct answer for this is 0.7. Now, when you reverse bias a diode, the current is going to be very, very small, which means the voltage drop across the diode will be very large. But there is a limit, and you shouldn't apply too much voltage because the barrier potential will begin to get too big and it'll break down. So we say the reverse breakdown voltage of a typical diode is about 50 volts or greater. So for small circuits, this is good because we consider the diode being off. However, there is a limit, so you have to be careful not to apply too much voltage on the diode in the reverse mode. Okay. The small current that flows through the diode when it is reverse biased is called a reverse leakage current, and it will be in the microamps or even maybe in the nanoamps depending upon what type of diode that you're using. So the current will be very, very small. So questions on the test will be related to some of these.